Give me what I want. Woo! Yeah!
Thank you.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, the Franchize, aka one half of the GOW, the Generation Wrestling Podcast. I want to talk to you guys, man. I want to do a little something different. I want to talk to you guys about WWE 2K23. Some of my likes, dislikes, the good, the bad, the ugly. And yeah, I want to talk about this AEW Fight Forever as well, and talk about, you know, some of the pros and the cons of that, but mostly pros, especially when it comes to competition in the wrestling video game space, since WWE, much like the actual wrestling product itself, even in the wrestling video game space, has been a monopoly in that genre as well. But okay, so as far as WWE 2K23, overall, I love it. Like, visually, dude, the game is incredible. Definitely a huge leap from, what was it, 2K19? Definitely. Or was it 2K20? I think it might have been 2K20. But definitely a huge leap from that series, man. Well, from that game. A lot of complaints all across the board with that game. And it just wasn't fun to play. Now, this one, I love the fact that, you know, we got back all the extra added components to the creative wrestler, to the creative suite, creating arena suite or whatever. The creations that you guys and girls have been coming out with are absolutely phenomenal. Like, this is the first time I played a wrestling game, and it's like there's an endless supply of great arenas. Not only great arenas, accurate arenas. A lot of these arenas that you guys and girls are creating and the community creations, it's wild to say this, but it's better than the arenas that are actually in game from the actual WWE 2K23 company. You know, it's crazy. And to me, that's one of the pros I love about WWE 2K23, is that the power the fans have with keeping this game as current and as up to date and as cool and even ahead of its time as possible. Because I'm not gonna lie, you know, I love playing in the Attitude Era arenas. I love going back to the old TNA Impact arenas, some of the ECW arenas, some of the Ruthless Aggression arenas. Like, those are my favorite arenas in that time period in general to play in, especially with my universe mode. I love it. I go back and forth between Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression, and Modern Era when it comes to those. So I flip-flop a lot. But man, these arenas are great. And then let's not even talk about the creative wrestlers. Shout out to guys like What's the Status. Shout out to Jenna Sting. She's been killing things on the AEW front. Let's see, IKEA Carl. There's a whole lot of you guys and girls. If I missed you, I'm sorry. There's just so many great creators and so much great content. It would be impossible for me to sit up and try to remember everything off the top of my dome. All right, but let's talk about AEW Fight Forever. So there's been, you know, a lot of speculation over the last 2 years. When is the game coming out? What is it going to look like? When they first released the early build models, you know, everybody was all big and bulky and blocky. It's like, what the hell is this? I also think too that we have been so conditioned to simulation wrestling games that we forget, or we have forgotten up until recently, how fun, you know, an arcade style wrestling game can be. And when they being Kenny Omega and AEW, when they said that they wanted to go for an arcade style, a No Mercy style wrestling game, I'm like, okay, well, what does that look like in 2023? And for what I've seen from the demos and the gameplay from Evil Uno and Orange Cassidy and so on and so forth so far, I think they've hit the nail right on the head. Because instantly, you know, I haven't even had a chance to play the game, but watching other people play the game and just seeing the graphics and seeing the reactions and seeing the movements and the ebbs and the flows, this game to me seems like it could be generational. This game seems like it could be a cult classic. This game seems like if it plays as well as it looks, this game could, no pun intended, but pun intended, really fight forever, play forever for the most part. Especially if they're talking about constant updates. And I think I saw at one point you could buy upgraded attire and things like that, which is cool. You know, you're giving the people what they want. From what I've seen on the roster front so far, a lot of surprising names that made it into the game that I didn't think would make it into the game. Of course, as time goes on, we're going to get more names and updated roster. Hopefully, an updated AEW Dynamite Arena as we've since progressed since the game was first designed and things of that nature. But hey, look, I take any wins any way I can get them, especially in the video game space. So that's that. I also feel like with AEW Fight Forever, it's gonna make 2K step it up even more, and vice versa. I feel like with 2K, AEW is gonna have to continue to show the people what it is in the wrestling game they want and deliver on that, because 2K hears the fans, but it's clear that 2K is going to give and take. They're going to give you what you want, but also give you what they want. And that oftentimes comes in the form of, what is it, like My Rise or My Faction or whatever the hell it is. I don't play it, but apparently they're making enough money off of it because they keep adding shit to that mode. And so that's that. But with AEW, I feel like AEW, they had years to really invest. They had years to really perfect. I think all of the things that people weren't getting from 2K, they can get from AEW. And then hopefully this game plays as well as it looks. But guys, I'm not gonna hold you up too long. What do you think about 2K23? What are your thoughts on the upcoming AEW Fight Forever? Are you excited? Likes, dislikes. Also, speaking of likes, make sure to like this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and also comment, man. Now let's have a conversation. But until next time, I'll see y'all when I see you. Peace.